Hello friends, and welcome to Split Rock River. This is a gorgeous little spot I kind of discovered a couple of weeks ago, and this tree is the reason we're back. I found this tree on my way out, and it's just growing here, dead smack in the middle of the river, and the branches are just stretched out in front of it, just going with the flow. And it was just too fantastic not to come back and try to make a photograph. And that is exactly what I'm trying to do. I am trying. All right, I think I found the shot. And it got really simple. When I boiled it down to what attracted me to the tree, it was the roots. And the background and everything else around the tree was just kind of distracting, and I couldn't figure out what to do with it. So focused in on the roots. That was the thing that drew me to the tree. That's the thing I'm gonna photograph. So I got the roots just coming straight towards me, and the river flowing around it, and doing ISO 100, f11, 15-second exposure. I've got a polarizer, darken down the water, just kind of up the contrast between the tree roots and the water, give a little contrast, smooth out the water, and then got the rough bark of the branches and the tree roots. And then also a 6-stop neutral density to slow down my shutter speed and give me that 15-second exposure. I'm going to do a focus stack because the roots are just stretched all the way through this frame. I'm shooting wide angle and really close to it. So I'm just going to focus stack probably 5 different sections on this tree root, make sure that I'm in focus front to back, get all that detail that's in these roots. That's what this shot is all about. Very excited about this shot. So you'll excuse me while I take the same picture 6 times. I hope you can hear me. This is what we call a raging waterfall. And it's great. It's really gorgeous. So, and this one I'm just kind of, excuse me. What's grabbed me about this one is just the contrast between the dark rock and the white water. So that's what I'm shooting. Shooting a kind of focused in here on a little cross section of the fall. It's running through my frame, not shooting directly at it or down it. I'm letting it kind of run through. So my foreground is just a bunch of rushing water. Background is just some rocks and a bunch of these little fingers of water really just coursing over the rock really quickly. So we're gonna play with shutter speeds on this. I think I'm gonna want it kind of long in the back, kind of short in the front. I want to show the turbulence of this water, the force of it, and I'm going to accomplish that, I think, with a shorter shutter speed. But I want some of that soft, you know, pillowy, ethereal feel in the background. So probably going to be an exposure blend. That's a total guess right now, but that's the shot. Again, this is just kind of the theme on the day is what's the one thing that attracted me to the scene, and then focus in on that and just exclude everything else. Just get the thing that grabbed my interest. I can show you here what we're looking at just real quick. You can see it. So I got right here foreground all of this water, and this is what I want to do the short shutter speed on. I want this to look really like it is rushing through here, because it is. But then back here, I don't have a lot of detail anyway, and this, especially this little cascade back here, I really kind of want it to be soft, I think, and just longer shutter speed. So that's my plan for the shot at the moment. As always, I reserve the right to change my mind. Well, I have this fun shot I really like. It's all about contrast, this one. I'm going to show it to you here on the camera. I think it might be just a little easier. But this is the scene we're looking at. I've got this little lone pine branch sticking out from the rocks over the river as it goes underneath. I've got this dead tree in front of me, so when I take the shot, I have to hold these branches back out of my frame so they're not in there. And I'm also needing to wait for the wind to calm down. I want the pine trees, I want the pine needles good and sharp, but I want to blur that water in the background. I want that contrast between the two things. I like the white and the dark of the water and the bright green of the pine trees as they're catching the sunlight. So that's what I'm trying to get here in this shot. We're up against some branches again, but this shot is, again, kind of just fun and simple, and it's this tree is growing up out of the cliff on the other side of the river, on the banks, and it's just this shot all about all of these branches and the roots just literally just creeping over all of the rocks. Thing I'm having a little trouble with, and I might be okay only because I'm so zoomed in at 200 millimeters, are these branches that are in front of me, but they might be so out of focus that they don't matter. I'll show you what we're looking at here on the old camera. That's the scene. I just love that old root system of that tree just clinging into the sides of the rocks and growing around it and just kind of becoming a part of the cliff face, and it's really, really cool. I can't decide if I like the little reeds down the bottom right hand side of that frame, but they're there and there's nothing I can do about it, so we're gonna leave them there. No polarizer, no filters, nothing. There's nothing in this scene to slow down. I'm cutting off the top of the tree. There's not much interest going on in the pine branches or anything. For me, this shot is all about the roots and the rocks. So that's what I'm concentrating on. Again, just kind of honing in on the thing that drew me to it to begin with. Zoom in here and get a good focus. Shooting at an ISO 100 f9 1/20th of a second. 2-second timer. Yep, I'd say that bridge is definitely out. Well, that's the end of the trail. Nothing to do now but turn around and head back to the car. And I think with that, I'm going to call this a day. It was an excellent, excellent day. I came out here for one specific photograph and I got it. And I think the key to the success of that shot today was just focusing in on the one thing that attracted me to that area, to that scene. And that just kind of became the reoccurring theme throughout the day. It's just focus on this simple thing that drew you in the first place. And I think with that, I got 2 or 3 successful photographs today. So I am really happy, super ecstatic about it all. I just want to take this moment to thank you for coming along with me. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And tell your friends, because the more the merrier. And from the Split Rock River, here in Split Rock, Minnesota, I think it's a town. So long, and we'll see you next time. Definitely not crossing that.